Today is the day that I officially get divorced after almost a year of.
Okay. About to share something.
Welcome to The Wall. Today we'll look at different perspectives on divorce, several women sharing their experiences, and one man showing us how hard it is to lose everything and have to start over from scratch. A harsh reality that few talk about, but that many men go through. Make that like button explode. Help us reach 170,000 subscribers by turning on the notification bell. Share your experience and wisdom in the comments. We'll pin the best one for the whole community. And without further introduction, let's get started.
But today is the day that I officially get divorced after almost a year of fighting it with my ex. And I could just use all the prayers and support, even if you don't know me, and if you're the praying kind, just say a little prayer that this is quick and easy because I'm tired of fighting. I just want it to be done with for me and the kids' sake. So we can all move on. Fortunately, my ex is not the easy kind, and he wants to make it dirty, and I'm just not mentally ready for it, I guess. It's like when you leave a relationship and when you have children, unfortunately, the abuse and the control doesn't stop. They just try to do it through your children. So that is what the main fight is over. No fight by me. I'm the most giving and easiest person during this situation. But anyways, that was a whole spell. But yeah, wish me luck.
Stop it. Get some help.
When women are going through a divorce, they always present themselves as victims. My ex-husband is ruining everything. He's an abuser. I just want what's best for my kids. And of course, what's best for the kids always turns out to be exactly what benefits her the most. They never understand that in a divorce there are two sides, the one asking for the divorce, usually the woman, who's going after the money, and the one getting served, who's the one that truly loses everything. But as always, she's the woman, so she has to be the victim. She says she's not fighting for anything, but we know she's got a lawyer working to protect her interests. She claims she doesn't want anything, but she takes the kids, will ask for child support, and will try to keep any advantages she can. There are no saints here, just someone pretending to be a victim.
Okay. About to share something. Yeah. So I was married for 21 years. I was in Christianity that entire time. It nearly wrecked me. I was miserable for more than half of that marriage, and I wanted to leave. But the Bible, religion, Christianity told me that I couldn't leave. That if I were to leave, it would take my husband cheating on me or one of us passing away. And so there were times where I actually thought about ending my life so that I could end my marriage. I'm talking about this because it's a real thing. It's real. There are so many women who are struggling in this space that are terrified to leave. And it's doctrine and dogma and false beliefs that are keeping them stuck in a very painful place, possibly an abusive place. So just putting it out there that I don't want anybody else to have to experience what I experienced. And I stayed for 21 years. Far too long. There's so much more to this story that I may share. However, I'll leave you with this. The four of us, our family, our former family, every single one of us are better for the fact that a divorce transpired, are better for the fact that I left.
If everyone's better off after you left, then the problem was you. That's how many long marriages end. Women who spend years in a family role and, when they fail to achieve anything personal for themselves, end up feeling miserable and blaming their husbands, especially if he's successful. Most of those complaints come from hidden envy. They don't make an effort to build anything of their own and reject the role of motherhood and managing the home. That's where all the talk about mental load and that empty narrative comes from. It's just the frustration of a woman upset because she's being held responsible for the household she herself chose to run. If that man is happy, and the kids are too, maybe taking you out of their lives was the best thing for them.
Hey everybody, my name's Cam. I'm going through a high conflict divorce right now, and I'm not going to talk about specific details about my situation, but moving forward, I'm going to share as much as I can with other men going through this situation. I've never been through the divorce process before, so it's been a real eye opener for me. Luckily, there's a lot of people in my life that have been willing to step up and help me navigate this. So, first piece of advice is talk to people. I've been talking about the situation with my soon to be ex spouse for the last 11 months with people in my life, my family, a couple close friends. That has bled into other people in my life over the last 4 to 5 months. So, really start activating your network. That's my first bit of advice. So, I have a whole truck bed full of things that people have given me over the past few weeks from back in my hometown, just trying to help me get started. I got a new place that I'll be moving into in the next week. So, having that network of people has been just incredibly important to me. So, um, I also shared a business with my um, ex, and that has been a whole nother, part of the situation that has made it extremely difficult. So when you have a good, strong network, you can reach out to those people and you can, seek other employment. Hey, do you know anybody that's hiring? In my situation, I just need a stable job outside of the business. So it was really good to have that network of people to tap. They've been super helpful. Do you need help moving? What do you need? Send us a list of things. So talking about your divorce or potential divorce is might seem taboo or might feel really uncomfortable because it does feel like failure. And for me, I have spent a lot of time the last few years really trying to, work on my marriage, save my marriage, grow my business, perform better as a man, with CrossFit and working out and running and doing some, what I would call, high level activities. And admitting that you're going through the divorce process is a hard thing to do. And it's a hard thing to talk about with other people because you've, created this version of yourself to the world. People might think everything's okay. Everything looks good from the outside when in fact it's just complete chaos and turmoil.
This is the side almost no one talks about. When a man gets divorced, his world falls apart. He doesn't just lose his wife, he loses time with his kids, stops seeing them like he used to. On top of that, he has to leave his home, the place where he built memories, where he left a part of his life. If he had a shared business, like this man did, he also loses his livelihood. He has to start from scratch, find a new place to live, adjust to an empty space, and many times, sleep on a mattress on the floor. For some, the reality is even harsher. They end up living with their parents or in a rundown motel. That's why I always say it. Marriage is the worst deal for a man. One wrong move, and you can lose everything: your home, your business, your family, and your peace of mind.
So talk to your people, build your tribe, find your peace in the chaos, and those people will help you do that. So just don't be afraid. Talk about it. Seek help. Another big thing that I would always encourage people to do is, if you're working through your marriage, a lot of the work is actually on yourself. You need to be bringing your best version of yourself to the table. And I started counseling almost weekly with a therapist in January, and that has been life changing for me. I think my mood, my personality. There's been a lot of shifts in my mindset by having those, weekly discussions with her, taking a lot of notes, and I've been able to help some other people in that process as well by educating myself. So therapy is another really good thing. If your partner doesn't want to go, doesn't want to participate, I still think individual sessions really ultimately help you at the end of the day. You have to live within your own mind, your own life on the daily, and you go through some of those struggles alone. And going to therapy really helps you kind of dissect those internal conversations you're having or internal thoughts, brings you some peace of mind, brings you some clarity, brings you some direction. And if you have a really good therapist, that will help immensely. So I went through two different therapists before I landed on the one that I currently see. And she has just been a tremendous resource for me. So talk to others, go to therapy if you feel like you need to. Again, not taboo to go to a therapist. I think there's a stigma out there that, as a man, you should be able to persevere through things and overcome. And yes, I think that is important to carry that mentality because this stuff does get really hard and really difficult. But talking to somebody about it, figuring yourself out will help a lot. So more to come as I navigate this process. I'm fairly early in the structured part of the divorce process.
It's funny because it's true.
Therapy is important, and having a support system is even more so. There's nothing wrong with asking for help, but men often forget one key thing: never abandon your friends. In tough times, those moments when life hits you out of nowhere, your circle of male friends is your safety net. They're not just buddies. They're the ones who help you keep your head up, who you can talk to, unwind with, or simply share the weight you're carrying. Men who face crises alone break down faster. The ones who have brothers in arms, they survive. So invest in your friendships and keep your tribe strong. Because when everything falls apart, they're your shelter.
But like I said, it's been a year for me really going through the um, phases of, the person initiating that they wanted a divorce. And then, all the conversations and things that happen after that, and the trying to save the marriage and trying to do all the things to keep the ball rolling forward. And like I said, I'd like to just share more of my story and also give you kind of real time feedback as to things I'm experiencing, especially when it comes to like working with an attorney, how you should be preparing for these things, what questions you should be asking, how you should be engaging with your spouse. Um, all really important things that I had really no clue as to what I was doing. And I still don't know a lot of what I'm doing. I'm just trying to, operate the best I can in a not so good situation. I also have kids, so that's a big part of it for me. I've been a very active father throughout my kids' lives. I have friends, family, photos, everything to support that. I love spending time with my children. They love spending time with me. So, that really becomes the forefront issue, I think, for most fathers is you want to spend time with your kids. If you're a good dad, you're going to want your kids. And unfortunately, I'm not sure if the court system really is set up to really cater or, help fathers out. So I think a lot of times that there are bad fathers out there, and there are fathers that just want to disengage and don't want to fight for their kids or fight for their family because they feel like they've been raked over the coals. And, rightfully so. It's okay to feel those things. But I think if you're a good dad, custody just becomes front of mind. So at the end of the day, I think most of us just want to raise our kids. We want to be a positive influence in their lives. And we just want to support them. When you're a good dad, really, your life is about supporting and creating a good environment for your family. So, and just because you're going through a divorce doesn't mean that you can't still do that, or you should give up the need or desire to want to do that. So, again, I'll have some more updates as my story unfolds. I'm going to try to do every few days. Just teach you guys about the process. Not really, again, I'm not trying to shine a light on my situation, but I'm just trying to share what I'm learning, empower other men to overcome and conquer, get through this. It's going to be a phase of life. It's going to be bumpy, sticky, messy, but you can do it, especially with a good support group and good people around you. and defend your character to the end. That's, that's one thing that I'm carrying with me through this, is that people's perception of your character are going to change, but you know who you are at the end of the day. Defend that character to the nth degree, and just show people the man that you are. Be there for your kids as much as you can, and hopefully good things will come of that.
This is the hardest part, having to become the weekend dad. And that's if you're lucky enough to get a decent arrangement, because some men are only allowed to see their kids once a month or under supervision, all because the mother makes their life miserable. The system isn't designed to help men. Even when a father fights for 50-50 custody, the scales almost always tip in the woman's favor. Being a man is tough. Life, your government, and the law are almost always against you. I hope this man can get back on his feet. He's got the most important thing, the right mindset. His mind is ready, he's got his tribe, and he's got something no one can take from him: control over his own decisions. In moments like this, that's what matters most. As a man thinks, so is his life. This man will rise again, brothers. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What advice would you give to someone going through a divorce? What do you think about that woman who says she's not fighting during the divorce? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.